Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Jennifer Scrapping Kane. Today I'm sharing a double 8.5 by 11. I have 6 photos of my oldest son when he was in daycare. He's 3 years old in these photos. It was actually his birthday. And the teacher had taken these photos. They were ones that the daycare center had for the album. And some of them were in the album, some of them I just took. They were not in, I didn't put them in the album. But here I have a Bo Bunny collection from my stash, and this is from 2010. I have created a different layout for or actually the same son, but he's older. It was a middle school layout. And I'll actually pop in a photo at the end of that layout. And I really like the way that layout turned out, and I love the way that this one turned out. So I have quite a few scraps left that I hung on to. I really like the colors of this collection, and it's like distressed and definitely something I like. So here I'm just showing you all the scraps that I have left. And this green paper here I like because my son's wearing a green shirt. And then the yellow, this red polka dot with yellow, I end up using the red, not the yellow part on there. And I'm going to pull in some dies from my die collection of stars, and I'm going to cut a whole bunch of stars. I'll show you that here in a moment. This is going to be the background. I have 2 scrap pieces of black left, and then this alpha paper. The other side of the alpha paper is black also, but I didn't want to use that one. I thought that one looked a little bit older, and I think this one looks younger. So that was the reason for choosing one versus the other. Plus, I didn't want it to be an entire black layout, again, because he's younger in these photos. If I was doing an older age child, then I would definitely probably go with the black side. So here's all the stars that I already die cut out, and I have the outline of the star because the die cuts the outline and the inside. So that's the reason I have both, and I decided to go ahead and embrace both for this layout. I only have the sticker sheets that I showed, and mainly on the larger sticker sheet, it's a whole bunch of arrows. And then the littler sticker sheet has a few stickers that I'm going to use, but it definitely wasn't enough embellishments for me. So here's where I'm going to piece my background together. I'm using a mat that is the size of a double 8.5 by 11 layout. So that's what I'm using to guide my papers and get them in the right place. And I will put them down, and then I will cut it in half so that it is 8.5 on the left, 8.5 on the right. And the it's really books. That's the colorful paper. It's stacks of books, and I used that, as a stripe paper to break up between the black and then the alpha paper. And I thought that was kind of cute. Plus, it adds color to the layout, and all those stars are going to add even more color. And I just think that's cute and fun for school photos. So that's the reason I chose that. So here I'm going to cut it in half. So I have 2 8.5 by 11 layouts now, and I'm going to start laying out all these stars. So I'm doing the outline stars on the black paper, and pretty much I'm doing them exactly the same on the left and the right, just different colors. I have 4 colors, but I have 5 or 6 size of stars. I believe there's 6. And so I'm going to try to lay them all out and, give each color a little place, but also I don't want any of the same colors next to each other. So that's what I'm trying to do here is I keep moving them around, and I'm like, well, that one's a little bit too close to this one. That one's close to this one. So it'll take me a minute just to figure this out. But I really like the end result. In the close-ups, I believe you can kind of tell they almost look like they're embossed because it's just the outline of the star. So I thought that was kind of cool. I'm just laying out all the stars here so I can push them underneath the layout. I'm going to splatter paint. I'm going to splatter paint on the solid stars too, but I didn't have enough room on my mat to do it all at the same time. So I'm going to do basically the left and the right side. I'm not really worried about the middle because you're not going to really see the white paint. So I'm only doing it on the black. And I like the way that that looks. It adds a little something extra, and it's just white acrylic paint that I watered down. So here I'm doing it on the solid stars, and you'll see on a few of them I'll go in and just tap it with the paintbrush because it's you can't control the splatters. So they weren't going where I wanted them to go, so I'm going to make them go where I want them to go. So I'm done with that. I'm going to get started here on matting photos while those dry. And at first, I double mat all of the photos. I'm going to end up pulling off a couple of mats because I didn't measure before I did this. I don't know what I was thinking, but they're definitely too big. So they're not going to fit on the double 8.5 by 11 going across. So I have to take off a couple of the mats. But I kept that part in. I will show you where I made my mistake. These two up here are going to go at the top, and then this is where I'm like, that is too big. So I'm going to trim down the ones at the bottom, the blue and the yellow, and then I'm going to leave the other ones just in green. So the two on the left and the right side over the stars on the black paper are going to just be green. They're not going to have a double mat, which is fine. It turns out just fine. Here we go again. I had to take a little break, and then I forgot to turn my camera back on. But I already have the inside of the stars laid down underneath the photos. Sorry, at the top and the bottom. And basically what I'm going to do is put the letters, the sticker letters, over those. And the reason I did that is because they're white, so you're not going to see them are like a cream color. You wouldn't be able to see them if I didn't add that color behind over the letters. And you can still tell it's alphabet letters behind the photos. You just can't see all of the alphas. And I'm okay with it. It's not a big deal. Again, I just would rather have pattern paper as my background versus white cardstock. So you could do the same thing and just use white cardstock if you didn't want to cover up that entire pattern paper. But again, this is from my stash, 2010. It's okay if I use it. It's okay if I cover it up because at least I'm using it and it's out of my stash. So here I'm popping up the little schoolhouse because this daycare center was called KinderCare, and they have like a little house, that little schoolhouse for their symbol on all of their paperwork, or at least they did. I don't know if they still do or not. I don't work there no more, but I did work there when my son was little, so I just thought that little house was cute. And on it, it also says, what does it say? School memories. Yes, it says school memories. And then over here, I fussy cut out the ABC letters from one of the pattern papers. Again, these pattern papers on the opposite side had 6x6 papers. And instead of using them as 6x6, I fussy cut, I guess only the ABCs. I don't think I fussy cut anything else off of those. And I'm just placing those up here at the side since he's standing next to a stack of beds. But it's not really important that those are visible in the photo. And I thought the ABC was kind of cute over here. And then I don't know what I'm popping up right now. Something else. Oh, the little bookworm, because he's holding the little book as he's getting ready for nap time laying on his bed. I added a little clock because that was also on the sticker sheet. I cut the bookworm from the stickers. So the stickers were each like squares. None of them were really, I guess, just little icons by themselves. Even the little schoolhouse, I fussy cut that one also from the stickers. So that's how I got all the little icons and embellishments. The J is actually an arrow from the arrow paper, and I just thought it looked like the letter J, and since his name is Jeremiah, I'm going to use it down here at the bottom, and I'm going to use up some of those alphas since I have quite a few of them left. I did have to cut and makeshift a couple of R's but that was very easy. And other than that, all the other letters I already had. So I am going to use a little bit of like double-sided foam tape that is very thin. It fits perfectly actually on the back of these letters, and that's going to take quite a while. So I am going to pause the camera and I will do that off screen since I'm off camera for most of it anyways while I'm trying to do it. But I did want to explain that I did pop up all of those letters, including the ones for his name and the ones that say Kindercare. And then up at the top also, I'm going to add the number 3 and an S, and it says School Memories 3s and at Kindercare. And you'll see in the photos, there's actually a black circle that has the at symbol on it. I forgot to put that on camera, but I did put it on before I took the photos, so you will see that in the close-ups. So it'll say 3s at Kindercare, and that's basically what class he was in. So here I'm still adding all of the letters. I thought I cut most of this out because it is going to take me quite a while to do this. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it just kind of went away there. Uh, it was really hard peeling off the back. That's why I hate double-sided tape. I really despise double-sided foam also for that reason. So there I'm just showing you it's all down, and now it's all glued down, and I am done with the layout. I'm going to hold it up here so you get a closer look, and I'm just enjoying using my stash and getting things used. You could definitely create this layout with a newer collection. Um, just the way that it's laid out, any of the design ideas. But I'm enjoying using my stash. So there you go. You can see the at symbol that I was talking about. And here are the close-ups. I just love the way that this layout turned out, and I like the way his name pops. You can see it in real life and in the photos. This is the layout that I created for 7th grade using the same collection. I got 5 photos on this layout also, and I like the way that it turned out. Here is this layout, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!